Boom. All right, welcome everybody to Diamond Zone, Monday morning edition. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know we did. We had a phenomenal weekend. And let me get everybody muted first here. Right, doors opening, doors closing. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to get right into the information today. But before we get into that, just a couple of housekeeping notes. Everybody should note. Today, of course, at 10 o'clock, we have our World Update call. And guest speaker, Mr. Romasio Fulcher. Don't want to miss that. I believe he's going to be talking about what he did at the Las Vegas event on how to go diamond and really get your mindset right. So, you know, anytime a double president millionaire is speaking, you want to make sure you're on it. That's an event, guys. Every Monday we do the World Update calls. And I'm saying that because it's amazing how many times I get text messages about different trainings, when they are. You guys, you got to stay plugged in to what is going on in the company and obviously with your own specific uplines. Lots of different trainings. There'll be never a shortage of training, that's for sure, within this company. Also, as you know, we do our business overview calls Sunday through Thursday, okay? That stays intact. And last night we had our call. Mike Sims had a call. Tonight at 6 o'clock, I will be doing the overview tonight. So when you see it on Facebook, I always ask you guys to do this because it really increases the attendance, to share it as much as you can. Because that's the next big event that we have. It's tonight. That's got to be your mentality. Now, having said that, the company now is stepping up, and they are now doing overview calls on Tuesday and a fast start training on Saturdays. Okay, that's all over the web. It's all over the websites. So on Tuesday, all we're going to do. What is that? Hang on. That was weird. On Tuesday, they do an opportunity call at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time now and 6. Well, ours is at 6. So I will be forwarding our link to that particular call. Obviously, we're not going to compete if there's a company call at 6 o'clock. So that will be ours. So in other words, Tuesday's taken care of. And I believe there'll be a presidential millionaire doing that call. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we're back with our schedule and our speakers that we have. So please make note that Sunday through Thursday, okay, it goes on as normal. Regardless, we will just forward the link, diamondzone.world, and it'll work for the company call. And the same thing on Saturday. Saturdays, we now have a fast start training given by the company. I believe it's 9 a.m. Pacific time. That will be on our calendar also. We want to make sure we promote the heck out of that, and that will also work with diamondzone.world. So those are just some updates, but basically business as usual, I guess, we're adding another call at 12 o'clock on Tuesdays, which is perfect. So I love the fact that we are now really filling up our calendars and all the different events, not to mention, I know there's a lot of people here from different organizations. Make sure you plug into your upline and support whatever they're doing for you and their team. All right, so having said all that, let's get into the training that I want to do. How many people were on the call last night with Mike Sims? It was an unbelievable call. I know we got great feedback from that. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to parlay off that just a little bit, but I also want to do the training that I want to focus in on. Let me see here. Who can I see? Cindy, can you see my screen? Yes, you can see it. The 8 deadly pitfalls of MLM. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. Perfect. All right. So Mike Sims did a phenomenal job. Now, obviously, you're talking about a person who's a a presidential millionaire and has made 7 figures in the industry numerous times. Not in a year, not in 10 years, in a year. So, you know, when you hear from someone like Mike Sims, you got to understand the mentality. Okay, and the mentality is he has such a belief system. He has such a belief system, it doesn't really matter. His thought process is, I don't really care what other people think. He's gotten to a place in his career where he's the one given direction. And you guys have heard me say this, taking on the CEO role, right, for your company. And when you're out there talking to people, you're interviewing. Well, that's what he does. He interviews people to find out where he's going to spend, this is key, his valuable time. He's the opportunity. He's the opportunity, and he knows without a doubt he has what everybody wants. Okay, so having said that, okay, he went through how to launch your business with a leader, with leaders. Okay, well, some of us just don't have that contact base, right? So you need to follow everything he said, but I'm going to also share with you today, talking to a leader and talking to the average Joe, in my opinion, is the same thing. I got to figure out very quickly what I have. You have to figure out very quickly what you have. And you have to get out of being delusional of what you really have. That's the biggest problem with a new distributor. Everybody's going to be great. Everybody knows everybody. If we get this person, oh my gosh, we're all going to be rich. That's a new person's mentality. Because you're so excited that you have somebody. And I get it. I get it. I understand that thought process. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with it except for the fact, right, if you believe one person's going to get you wealthy. All right, so I'm people are sending stuff. So anyway, don't use the chat right now, guys. Let me because I get ADD. You guys should know me by now. All right. So understand what I'm going to talk about today is just a little bit about also that mentality. Okay? And it all goes back to your welcome letter. It really does. It really all goes back to when you bring somebody in, whether it's a leader and it's Mike Sims, or whether it's you, a brand new distributor, sponsoring your first person. At the end of the day, if I'm Mike Sims and I have a welcome letter and I'm going through it, is he not trying to figure out very quickly what he has? I love what he said. Here's what he said. He said, I need to understand the goals. A leader is someone with a center of influence. Okay, got it. Now, here he is. Advise, burn the boat. If not, lower the expectations or time spent. Now, when he says burn the boat, we all know burning the boat is different for everybody, right? If I'm sitting down with somebody with a welcome letter and this person is saying yes, 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 he's burning the boat based on what he's willing to commit to. But if not, and I'm going through that welcome letter, I got to lower the expectations or time spent, right? Why would you spend time with people who keep pushing back on you telling them what they need to do, right? But the biggest challenge is, will you take on that desire to really give people the right information? Or let me ask you a question. Do you try to fit what they're able to do into our program? So you got to be very clear on what you're looking for. And this is what I took away from what Mike Sims said. He's very clear because he's determining, am I going to take my valuable time with this person? Now, it doesn't mean the person doesn't fit into what we do, right? Because he's going to just plug into the existing infrastructure. What he's talking about is personal time spent because somebody has a center of influence. But if I'm listening to that and I'm somebody who doesn't have that center of influence and my contact base, right, it doesn't matter, because what you're trying to do is get people to open up their contact base to you. That's the bottom line. Okay, and when he also said this, okay, I love this. And it's going to lead me into my training now, because I'm going to talk about the things that are going to blow you out of this business and the mentality that you have to have if you're going to build it. Okay, but I love how he opened up the call. He said, I was too broke not to listen to everything they said to do. In other words, he bought into the system day one. Because in other words, who was he to question what the millionaires were telling him to do? Isn't this amazing? And let me ask you a question. Aren't the people broke the ones giving you the most slack? Aren't the people on your list that can't rub two nickels together and you know without a doubt they need it are your biggest critics sometimes? I know for me it was. Everybody in my circle of influence were always the ones telling me this would never work. But yet if you look at their situation, right, you know without a doubt, right, that they need another source of income, but they just don't want to change. So I'm going to say it again. I was too broke not to listen to what they told me to do, which leads me to some of the things that will blow you out of this business. Okay, and I'll incorporate this. First of all, I want everybody to know this. I believe without a doubt, everybody on this call has tremendous potential. But here's why I will also say on that. Potential is overrated. In other words, unless you're willing to take action, okay, what's potential? Okay, I have everything, right? I look perfect on paper. But if I'm not willing to go through the necessary things, I'm never going to ever realize my potential. See, potential without action, okay, is something that is what? It's wasted. I'm looking for people that want to take advantage of their potential. What does Jeremy say? I get paid to be me, right? It's my turn. It's my time, right? We all say that over and over again. Okay, well, if it's your time, it's time for action. And come from action comes belief. This is the hardest part. Without action, there's no belief. And you know what action does? You know what type of belief? Believing not everybody's going to join you on your journey. That's a very big part of you achieving your goals. Knowing not everybody's going to say yes. That's a belief. I know without a doubt when I talk to people, most people won't accept my opportunity. But since I know that, it has no effect on me. But if you didn't know it, it could destroy you, right? Oh my gosh. Why is it everybody else talks to people and they get involved? No. If you believe that, it means you're taking no action. Because if you're taking action, you're going to know that you're going to have way more no's than yeses. So the belief in what? In your goals, in your dreams. And once you have that, here come the results. Does a result have to be making money? Not necessarily in the beginning. It helps. I'm talking about a result of your action. Good or bad will help you continue your journey. I'm going to say that again. Good or bad result will help you continue your journey. Because if I get a no, what do? I learn from it. If I get a yes, what do? I learn from it. Either way, I'm learning as I take action. Most people wait. They wait to get all the information. Guys, listen, I'd rather have you ready, fire, aim than ready, aim, fire. That's me. And I don't think anybody would disagree with me. How can you mess this up? Ready, aim, fire. Ready, fire, aim. Okay, I don't care any way you're doing it. If you're taking action, you're going to get results. So now having said that, what's the biggest problem that we all What's the biggest landmine or pitfall we're all going to hit? Right here. Reinventing the wheel. And now I want you guys, a lot of you have seen this training, but you're going to see it again. And I want you to grade yourself based on the last time you saw this training. If this is the first time you're watching this, ask yourself, first and foremost, does this apply to me? And be honest. Be honest with yourself. Remember, you could fib to everybody else, but you can't fib to the person in the mirror. And what we do here every day is to get you to want to continue the journey, because you're identifying what you need to do better. Okay, so first and foremost, does it apply to you? If it doesn't, do you have people in your organization that this applies to? So you can help them out of this pitfall. Number one, reinventing the wheel. Okay, it goes back to what Mike Sims said. I was too broke not to listen. So he didn't fall into this pitfall. But a lot of people do, because instead of listening, they think they know everything. This could be a subset of finding a leader. See, if you find a leader, they don't listen sometimes because they know it all. Or maybe you have somebody with influence and they haven't bought into the fact, right, that it's multi-level marketing and they can't get their arms around it. So they try to make it something it isn't. So they're not listening to you. They're trying to create a new scheme or a new system or a new PowerPoint. Or instead of a 3-minute video, they want to make it a 30-second video. Or they don't like something in the video, they want to change it. They want to produce their own video. Right? Does anybody have anybody in their organization that has done this? If we did this and we had that, I would do very well in this business. You know what this is, guys? It's wasting time and energy. It's wasting time and energy. And basically, this person is overcomplicating the business. But here's really usually the magic reason why they do this. You want to know why? Because it's an excuse not to take action. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. Listen, if I'm brand new and you're sitting down with me with the welcome letter, and you're telling me that the magic answers of the video and to make my list, and here's the scripts. If I don't buy into that and you leave, I'm going to start to do what? Well, hang on. Let's tweak this. Let's tweak that. As I'm tweaking, what am I doing? Nothing. Because I'm sometimes usually embarrassed on what I said yes to. Because I know, okay, what my friends might think. And that's okay. I'm just telling you, this is a very big problem in our business. Reinventing the wheel. So how do you get out of reinventing the wheel? Okay, well, when you sit down with people, you're finding out what you got quickly. You should be able to find all this out on the front end and getting them to buy into the system, right? By validating what we've done, showing them the results of people who have done it. And when you leave there after a Zoom meeting, right, or after a 3-way call, whatever it is you're doing to get this person started, you should know very quickly if this person is going to be in this pitfall. And this is when you become, you're not disillusioned. You're not delusional going, well, this guy's going to build a business. No, he just told you he wants to change the video. He wants to go after major hospitals. He wants to get the government involved. I just had that call. I just had that call with somebody. Brought him on the call. He goes, listen, I don't play small ball. I want to get all the governments in the world using the helo. I said, okay, we're going to get every government in the world. Well, that's how I play. So basically what he was really saying. And I said, listen, you're just embarrassed of multi-level. He goes, probably. I said, well, this is probably not for you. And I was very straightforward. And I prepped the person who did the three-way call with me. I go, this guy is talking way, way, way out there, probably because he wants to, there's all different psychologies behind this guy. But my point was, I tried to bring it down. I said, listen, we could do what you want to do. You just got to bring us the influencers. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get the entire government. Well, basically, it's an excuse not to get in front of people. So was he trying to reinvent the wheel? Yes. But I also cut it very short because I'm not going to take my time with something I know will never work. But I'm trying to help all of you. Some of you have these types of people talking about all these big things. I'm telling you, if it's anything outside of what we teach, it's probably not going to work. So I just want you guys, I'm trying to keep your sanity. I don't care about them. I care about you all. So the way you get out of this is really stressing the simplicity of our system. So in other words, hang on a second now, Caitlin. Okay, we got you enrolled, right? All I want you to do, Caitlin, we're going to go through this welcome letter. I want you to get as many people as you can to this website. And I'm going to be there to help you with the follow-up. I got to get her to buy into this. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, in a couple of more slides. Okay, I got to find her why. I got to find her desires. I got to find out what she really wants to accomplish. And if her why is big enough, right, and she believes in what we're doing because I'm the one that's representing the opportunity, then that's going to better my chances to get her moving quickly. That's it. That's my job. My job, your job, is to get people moving quickly. And it's all in the setup, guys. So this is what I'm stressing. It's the simplicity of our system that allows people to get results quick. Number two, inconsistency. The killer in our business. People, one day you're hot, one day you're cold. One day you watch Diamond Zone, you're all excited. The next day, right, you do nothing. Inconsistency. Dabble rather than commit. Excited one day, 1 week, 1 month. Happens a lot when we have a conference. It just does. After a conference, after Las Vegas, right? After Thailand, after any major event, people get excited for a period of time. And then what happens? They go back to what they did because there's no consistent schedule or plan. Remember, I want you guys to look within yourself right now. How many of you, here's my hand, how many of you can say, right, you're inconsistent? Okay, great. How do we change that? You change it by really understanding. I know you're sick and tired of hearing it. Why are you doing this? Is your desire big enough? Or maybe you're too comfortable, right? Your bills get paid whether or not this works or not. You got to look beyond that. Think about the message you send to your group and people that are watching. You know, a lot of people are very hesitant to go to their warm market because they've been involved in 10 of these. They call it these things. And people know you've been involved in these things. And they know that you're going to be hot for about 30 days. And then you'll be on to the next one. Do you know what happens when you show a little bit consistency? You get people's attention. Consistency gets people's attention, period. And maybe some people are really watching to see if you're going to really do this for the long haul. See, everything starts with us. And the first person you have to sell, is you. Unless you sell you, you can't sell yourself. That's like saying, I'd rather talk to cold market versus warm market. I love that one. I'd rather talk to people I don't know. You haven't sold yourself. You're not sold. And now you're going to go out there and talk to people that are full of fear and doubt. And you've heard me say this. When fear and doubt meets fear and doubt, what happens? Nothing. So we got to conquer our fears first. We got to understand why we're doing it. We have to believe in the journey we're taking before we take anybody else with us. Listen, Mary, I'm full of fear and doubt, but I'm going to sponsor you because I know you're going to make me rich. That's kind of how we do multi-level. We look for people that are going to build it for us. No. That's not how you do it. I'm going to be successful with or without anybody else because Lisa and I are focused in. And everybody take this the right way. If everybody here tomorrow quits, does that affect my opportunity? You may say yes, but no, I have the mentality, I'm going to build it again. That's it. I know without a doubt, this is it. But see, where does that come from? Me understanding the opportunity. And me understanding Jeff. That's what I have to understand. I don't care about them. My belief and my leadership is going to get people to buy into what I'm doing. But how does it start? How do you get people to follow you? Being inconsistent or consistent? Really? That's how you get people to follow you. And guys, listen, they're watching. So let me help you with inconsistency. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, you have to have a plan. You could call your plan a campaign. You could call your plan a launch. Whatever your plan is, it just has to be something that is written down and you have a plan to achieve it. So let's call it your launch, whatever you want to call it. Let me ask you all a question. Have you ever sat down, everybody on this call, and said, this is my level of commitment? I'll get to that in a second. Have you put together and cleared your calendar? Now, when I say clear your calendar, you have a calendar, right? You got to fill in what you are committed to today. Would that not make sense? So if you're committed to your job Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, that's non-negotiable. That's got to be on your calendar. Correct? Some of you have a blank calendar. The ones with the blank calendar are the ones that do mostly nothing. I have a philosophy. You want something done, give it to a busy person. Because you know why? Because they're structured. The biggest problem is we treat this as a little thing. You got to put together a sacrifice. It could be a week, 2 weeks, a month. It could be 90 days. What are you willing to give up? You got to negotiate with your family. See, when you sit down with your family and you have this conversation, it becomes real. Wait a minute, what's mom doing? Mom wants to have a meeting. What's mom going to talk about? Is something wrong? No? Kids? Husband? I am serious about my vision of what I'm going to accomplish with World Global Network. And I want to have this meeting with you because I'm going to eliminate all my distractions. That's how focused I'm going to be. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be committed to. So little Johnny, I might miss a practice. Sarah, I might not go to a school recital. I know this may sound harsh to some people, but do you think something has to give if you're going to accomplish these long-term goals that you want? See, sometimes we want to live the lifestyle before the money comes in. I've done that one. Well, I'm involved in this so I could pick up my kids. I'm involved in this so I could be in all the practices. Yes, after you make it work. You see the difference? So I'm going to be sitting down with my family, negotiating with them. You know what happens? Wow, Mom's serious. Lisa had this conversation with me. She came home with a briefcase. I go, what is that? I remember this. And she bought a new outfit to go to the meeting with. And she said, listen, I'm serious about this. I know you're not supporting me, but here's my schedule, Jeff. I will be at every meeting on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm going to Dallas this weekend. And all of a sudden, I saw this new focused person. And you know what the message was? I'm going to be consistent. And guess what I did? I watched. And every Tuesday, the doorbell rang because she was going to her meeting. And some of you have heard this story. And here came all the other stay-at-home moms dropping off their kids so I could watch them while all the moms went to the meeting. I'm thinking, man, stop with this consistency thing. Okay, and Saturday, same thing. And it just kept going. And when I saw the consistency, then I saw the paychecks. Do you think that pulled me closer or further away? Her consistency pulled me closer. Your consistency, maybe not tomorrow, but 60 days from now, will pull people closer that maybe had said no to you because they see that you're serious. I'm telling you, you got to eliminate all distractions for this period of time that you're focused in on. If you have an existing group, right, you got to let them know, listen, I'm out there to get new blood. In other words, like for example, if me and Lisa want to start a new campaign, I would have a conversation with all my presidents and above, or I should say diamonds and above, and say, listen, okay, we are focused in because we're adding 10 new people. I'm not going to let anything distract me. And a new fresh list of prospects. Do you guys see the difference here? Now, if I'm sitting down with somebody, aren't these not good questions to maybe ask? To find out what you got? What's your level of commitment? What do you want to accomplish, John? Good. What are you willing to give up to accomplish that goal? How many times you see my presentation? I'm turning from presenter to consultant. You guys have heard me say that, right? My overviews. Well, now when I'm sitting down with a brand new person, I'm consulting. I'm asking the questions. What are you willing to sacrifice, John? We want to go to work. You said you want to make money fast, right? Okay. Well, let me tell you what I did. And I start telling stories like Mike Sims said. And I always tell the story about Lisa. She negotiated with her family. She sat down with me. And everybody then knew. There was no shock. Where's Mom Tuesdays and Saturdays? They all knew. Where's Mom 3 days a week, once a month? She had to fly to Dallas. That was the business plan at that other company. Every month you went to Dallas for 3 days. So there was never a question, where's Mom? Because Mom sat down. And everybody knew, right? Just like if you got a new job. And so listen, hey, we got a new schedule here. Dad's going to be traveling 5 days a week. So that would be okay, right? There's no issue there because you're letting people know. Okay, here, you guys will stop your little play games. I call it reindeer games. Okay. All right, so I try doing it now. Okay. All right, so that's preparing for your campaign. Now watch this. Clear your calendar and schedule your success. You're going to eliminate all your distractions, right? You're going to be consistent, everybody, right? You're going to be consistent. Perfect. So now you have your calendar. And whatever you put in that calendar is usually things you can't change, like your job, or things you may be committed to. Maybe it's church. That has to go on your calendar. Whatever it is that you're not going to give up goes on your calendar, and you have to schedule this around it. This is your sacrifice. Drive time. I have an hour drive. Okay, good time to start calling people. Break time. Lunch time. Evening hours. Weekend hours. Schedule it. What are you willing to give up to accomplish the goals you said you want to achieve? Okay, well, there's going to be some type of sacrifice then. But watch what happens when you do it. Okay, I have an hour drive time. I have 10 minutes, my break 3 times a day. There's 30 minutes, there's an hour and a half. There's my lunchtime, that's another hour. As I'm eating my sandwich, I could text people. Evening hours, I could be on the calls, or I can invite people to. Weekend hours. If I sat down with every single person on this call, I don't care if you're working 60 hours a week. I promise you I could find 10. I promise you I could find 10 to 15 hours a week that you could incorporate our simple system into what you do. Question is, are you motivated enough to take that action? And like I said, all I could tell you is what I went through. And it's amazing. It's amazing that when my time was mine, I had a blank schedule. I did nothing. But when Bally's had me, I worked 14-hour days because it was planned. I had no choice. Jeff, you need to be there at 8. Guess what? Jeff was there at 8. And tonight, you're staying till 10. So guess what? I stayed till 10. There's 14 hours because they scheduled it. But tell people to get involved over here where you can have financial freedom and no one even has a schedule. And I'm not saying you don't, but I do know a big percentage of the people on this call, they don't. And they go, well, how come it's not working? Well, let's go back again. Because you don't have your level of commitment. You haven't cleared your calendar. You haven't negotiated with your family. You haven't burned your boat. When I say burn the boat, I mean burning your boat to adhere to the schedule you said you were going to do. That's all I'm saying. Everybody burning their boat is different. If I'm somebody that has all the time in the world, right, my burning the boat, well, here's my burning the boat. We left our other company. And we left that income. We burnt the boat. But in the beginning, when I first got involved in network marketing, we didn't burn the boat. I still was working at Bally's. I just had to incorporate this. So when I finally start to come Lisa's way a little bit, right, because of my ego, she goes, okay, start coming Tuesday night. So guess what I did? I used to work till 10 o'clock. So I would sneak away and be at the meeting at 7. That was my burning the boat back then. That was my commitment. And I always tried to bring somebody with me. So then I had to lower my expectations because what was I really doing? 1 day a week. So I couldn't think about making $20,000 a month if my commitment was 1 day a week. Right? It's all relative, everybody, based on what you're willing to give it. This is why I say sometimes when you see people walking across that stage with those checks, you get frustrated. That frustration could be real, but here's my question. Why be frustrated if you're not willing to do what they did? That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Well, I can't believe it. Chad and Atina made $7 million. And I didn't make anything. Wait a minute, what? Are you willing to do what they did to make the $7 million? Well, yes, I am. Well, I'm showing you. I'm showing you where it starts. See, that 7 million was made not last year. That was 24 years for Nat and Chanita. That was 24 years walking across the stage of going through these simple exercises so they can better themselves in the craft they've chosen. Try this, guys. Schedule your success and find how many hours a week you can really devote to this business of action. And I'm going to get to that now. Okay? Take rejection personally, number 3. Okay, how many people here have taken rejection personally? Well, it goes back to number 1, right? If I'm reinventing the wheel, I don't have to get in front of people, so I don't have to face rejection. But I will tell you, if you take rejection personally, it'll emotionally cripple you. It'll allow you to lose your nerve, and you're going to start to doubt yourself. And I will tell you right now, if doubt sets in, it'll stop you in your tracks. Where's my phone? What time is it? How did my phone disappear? Oh, well, I don't even know what time it is. Caitlin, tell me when it's, I'm going a full hour. Tell me when it's 8 o'clock. Okay, just go like this. Okay. That's so weird. Where's my phone? Anyway, oh, here it is. Okay, I got time. All right. So, rejection will devastate you, stop you in your tracks. Okay, guys, listen. You know how you get past rejection? Understand it's coming your way. If rejection emotionally cripples you, means you haven't done it long enough. You really haven't taken enough action. Because if you took action, you know rejection is part of it. But you know why I don't take it personally? Because I've read the 4 agreements. That's why. Everything people say has nothing to do with me. It's about their own realities. So I don't take it personal. I just look at them, I show empathy for them, and I move on. I get out of there quickly. Because I'm not there to try to convince. I'm there to share. And I got to find people that are willing to at least receive my information. So that's how you get out of rejection. Who cares? It's going to happen. Justify inactivity. Okay, this is where people that they know they're doing nothing, but they start defending their bad results. All the reasons why it doesn't work. Right? Oh, the shipping was bad. They didn't accept the credit cards. Are these valid? Yeah, if you want to make them valid. Watch this. If you say they're valid, they're valid. You gave it a power. Well, that's the reason why I'm not making money. But yet the same pay cycle, someone who had no shipping and had had no credit cards still made $10,000. They keep you busy. Justify inactivity. If you want your efforts duplicated, you better make sure they're worth duplicating. Now, the inactivity, how do you get out of this one? Real simple. Understand your critical activities. Now, this is a full training, but I'm not going to do it. But these are the activities that you need to commit to. Number 1, activity of accountability. I just went over that. Having a schedule. Number 1 is the key. If you schedule it, you will usually do it. Write it down. But only write down what you're willing to commit to. Don't let somebody tell you what they need you to commit to. You need to tell them and hold yourself accountable. And based on that, we could determine a realistic business plan based on the activity you're willing to do. Simple. Know the features of the product. Okay. Number 2, watch the video. You know the features of the product. Don't spend too much time here. The activities that are crucial in the beginning, 5 left, 5 team developers right. That's the focus. You got to become a team developer, then teach 5 people left and 5 people right how to do that. These are the activities you're working towards. Having a good reading and listening library to keep this right. This is a good listening library. Diamond Zone is a listening library. The World Global Network update call is a listening library. Being around it. Getting around the people that believe bigger than you. Reading a good chapter in a book every day. Don't sit and read a full book. Read 1 chapter. Get your mind right. What do they say? If you feel good, you do good. Well, feel good could be physical and mental. I got to feed my mental and I got to feed my physical. So I'm always reading a chapter and I'm doing my Diamond Zone. Diamond Zone gets me going. And then for my physical activity, I go to the gym. I got to get, if Jeff's not right, how the hell am I going to talk to anybody else? Sorry if that hell offended you. Okay? How am I going to talk to other people if I don't feel good? That's a critical activity. Yes. Showing the plan. Showing the plan. Now, showing the plan used to me, I had to schedule me being in people's living rooms, doing hotel meetings. Showing my plan now is making sure people watch the 2-minute and 7-minute and 30-minute videos. That's my plan, isn't it? It got much simpler. You got to have that type of activity. How many times a day are you going to show the plan? Edification. After you show the plan, edifying and working with people that believe bigger than you and edifying those leaders. Seek counseling and mentorship. That's a critical activity. Do you all have somebody that holds you accountable? Be careful on this one. Just be careful what you ask for. Because I want to make sure you understand. If someone asks for my mentorship, it means they give me permission to tell them when they're doing wrong. This is mentorship every morning, guys. You have it. You have it. But if you want it's like a personal trainer. It's like a personal trainer. I don't go to the gym. I don't have a personal trainer. But if I did and I'm paying for it, I give them permission to tell me when to do and what to do. So seek it. I'm telling you, it helps you when you want to be held accountable. Promote your tools and events. Always, you're a professional introducer to events. So those are critical activities. But if I'm making my decision to really start my campaign because I've cleared my calendar, I've eliminated my distractions, I've negotiated with my family, and now it's massive action. And this is the massive action, filling your funnel. Contacting, inviting, presenting. 100% of your efforts. Make friends with your phone. These are just tips. Have your tools ready. 2-minute, 7-minute. Know where to send your people. Being prepared for one-on-ones, 2-on-1 meetings, Zoom meetings, recorded and live. Maybe you're scheduling a live event, blitz days. Okay, where all you're doing is phone work, 3-way calls, social media, launch webinars. This is the massive action that has to happen. You've heard the analogy 1,000 times because I probably said it 10,000 times. If I'm a rocket ship, if I'm going to get liftoff and I'm going to get 2 inches off the ground, I use 90% of my fuel. That's when you launch. This is what Mike Sims was talking about. If he has a leader, the leader understands he's going to go all in and make sure everybody knows what he's doing. And because of his credibility that he may have with his followers, it's going to allow him to bring in more people than the average Joe. It is what it is. So what? So I don't want you all to think like if you were maybe listening last night, well, I can't do that. I don't have that contact base. Don't use that as an excuse, nor did I when I first got started. But so what? Did it make a difference? No, doesn't make a difference. But my whole thing is, if I'm going to talk to somebody, are they willing to open up their contact base? That's it. If they are, to me, that's a leader. To me, that's a leader. Anybody that was willing to follow what I tell them, to me, is a leader. Because you know what a good leader is? A good leader was always, in the beginning, a good follower. And I'm going to sit down with that person. He goes, Jeff, I will do whatever I have to do. And that's when we said, okay, we're going to touch 500 people. That's what we did. We opened up our contact base. That's the only difference. Most people are going to select who they open it up to. Not when you launch. You burn the boat. That's what I'm talking about, burning the boat. Having the mentality that everybody's going to know. It's sort of like, right, you know my analogy of a restaurant. If you bought a restaurant and you put $300,000 in that restaurant and you're going to have your grand opening, would not everybody know you bought a restaurant? You would have no problem letting everybody know that you even came in contact. You'd probably be handing out flyers. Why? $300,000 in the game. That's why. What do you have over here? $2,000? So that holds you back. And I'm telling you, sometimes that's skin in the game. Well, you know what my skin in the game was? My time. My time's worth more than $300,000. So you got to pretend you have $1 million in this game. Just pretend you have $1 million in this game and tell me if not everybody would know on your list that you started, Hilo, a world GN.com business. Of course you would. See, it's all just a switch. It's amazing. I remember I brought somebody in the business. This is years ago. And I said, okay, let's make your list. He goes, well, Jeff, I don't really know very many people. He goes, well, I'll tell you what. I go, tell me about how many people you know. He goes, probably 15 to 20. He goes, but you know what? I'm really going to think about it. Because, next weekend I'm getting married. I said, oh, let me ask you a question. How many people are going to be at your wedding? He said 350. And I just looked at him. See what he was saying? I don't know very many people, maybe 15 to 20, but I invited 350 people to my wedding. No belief. And I just looked at him. He goes, got it. It's amazing. We selectively decide who we're going to allow to know about our business based on our belief system. Don't do that. Fill your funnel. Number 5, listen to the dream stealers. They're out there. There's dream stealers on your list. Don't worry about them. There will be people out there, and they're venomous. I'm telling you, they're venomous. They'll make you doubt your opportunity. Has anybody been told you're nuts, that this will never work? Maybe shown you articles or publications about multi-level or maybe about World Global Network? Aren't they crazy? They come at you. They make you doubt your opportunity. You're being tested. They're making you question what you've heard. I don't care what that guy in the morning says. This doesn't work. Let me show you all the reasons why it doesn't work. Everybody's selling somebody. People are trying to sell you their fears and doubts. Are you buying it? If you do, you'll start to doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, you're out. You may still be on the call, but you're out. You know how many people are maybe out, but they're still on this call? When I say out, it means you're not active. There may be some people still on loyalty, but you're not doing anything. That's insanity in my mind. The loudest critics are usually the ones angry and frustrated about their own lives. Remember that. See, if you remember that, they should have no power over you because you know where it's coming from. And if you really sit down with them and you say, listen, I understand the way you feel, John. I get it. I know you don't understand multi-level marketing. Okay, how's your business going? I mean, just watch what starts to happen. You'll start to understand where that venom's coming from. Has nothing to do with you. It's their own reality. Don't let this affect you, guys. Don't let it affect you, or else you got to find a new line of work. That's for sure. And here's how you're never, ever, 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 you should never, ever have your beliefs in question, because you know what this offers. And I know, roll your eyes, that's okay, but this is it. If you believe in this, if you understand what we offer, how can someone make you question your beliefs? Do you not own your own business here without the traditional overhead? Is there not immediate income? Is wearable tech not the next big thing? Isn't there a way based on some people's results to be paid what you're worth? Could you not put together and structure a residual income that gives you time freedom and money freedom? Is there not a proven system for success here? Is there not coaching? Is there not a weekly calendar of events and a social media platform? So how can someone make you question this? Because this is what you're offering. So I'm showing you the pitfalls. I'm showing you how to get out of it. Believe in it. No matter what people say, they can't penetrate my belief. They can't. No matter what. But a new person can. They can be swayed. That's why it's so important to stay plugged into the system. Because you know what? Maybe this weekend you had a bad weekend and you need Diamond Zone. Maybe this weekend you had a great weekend and Diamond Zone needs you. This is your support system. Because no matter what you've gone through, listen to me, I understand the way you feel. Got it. No one could shock me with their stories. Why? I've been doing this 25 years. Stories sell, facts tell. And when you have somebody that will listen, right, will listen and understand, it allows you to keep going. And that's our business. Number 6, become a crybaby. I'll get through these right now, okay? Oh, it's not working. Shipping. Merchant accounts. Are these real? Sure they were. But what good is it to do? We all know. You know what I love? It's like people call me like I don't know. Jeff, did you know? No, it doesn't happen to me and Lisa. You're the only ones being affected by this. Of course we know. It just doesn't affect us because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Emotional demands, always talking about the problems. They don't produce, they don't take direction, they don't commit, they don't honor the program. I was a crybaby for a long period of time. Not here. I've hit every one of these landmines and pitfalls 10,000 times. I catch myself now. You don't think Lisa and I talk? Right? When we're in bed? Oh my God, I can't believe it. You know, the merch, same thing. It just, when it goes there and we release it. Because if I kept in it, it allows me to do nothing the next day. And guess what? My paycheck sucks then. Because everything else affected me and my journey. Listen, if I want to find an excuse, believe me, I can. And so could you. There will always be excuses. There always will be problems. Got to move past them. Because if not, there's nothing anybody short of working the business for you can do for you. If that even made sense. Okay, number 7. Fearful of wrong things. Guys, this is what keeps people stuck. I know people fear failure. I know they fear change. I know they fear the unknown. They fear what others think. This is what keeps people stuck. It makes you willing to settle for less. Well, guess where the money is? The money's in failure. Here's the answers. The money is in failure, not success. The money's in failure. That sounds crazy. Think about it. If you're willing to fail, you're on the road to success. The money's in change. The money's in the unknown. Because listen, the known got you to where you are. Right? You know your job. Are you wealthy? So then the wealth comes from the unknown. And then it's the opposites. The things we fear are exactly the things we need to embrace for us to become financially independent. Fear of what others think. The day you stop caring what other people think is the day you become wealthy. So you need to embrace all this, because failure will equal success. So will change, so will the unknown. And if you do, you'll stay there because you're fearful of these. Well, how can you be fearful of the very things that are going to make you wealthy? These are the things I want you guys to think about. And last but not least, number 8, premature full-time. This is a landmine. I'm going all in. Okay, be careful with the pressure you're putting on yourself, because you're going to lose your previous income. And you're probably going to lose contact with the majority of your warm market, because that's who you're around your job people more than you are your family, if you think about it. So just be careful. I'm not saying not to go full time, but I will say this loud and clear, and I think every one of your leaders will agree with me. Before you make this decision, consult with your upline before you even put that thought into your head. They have the vested interest in you to give you the right advice when it comes to this. I understood myself. I'm better under pressure than I am comfortable. That's just me. If I'm comfortable, I usually do nothing. When I'm under pressure, I do more. And maybe that's human nature. I don't know, but that's the truth. I had to have my back against the wall in order to make this work. And for some of you who are on this call for the first time, let me tell you what had to happen, and I'm going to shut up. When the home equity was spent, when the severance package was gone, when the credit cards were maxed, is when I went to work. That was just me. And I'm not suggesting that goes with you. Just understand who you are under pressure. And then it'll allow you to make the necessary changes. But consult upline if you're thinking about going full-time. Guys, I appreciate you. That was a full hour today, but I want to get that out. Remember, tonight's call, when you see it, share it, promote it. This has been recorded, and it'll be on Diamond Zone. So let's all say goodbye to everybody. Hang on. Let's all wave. Woo! Wave, everybody. Yay. Oh, there's Wilma. Look at Holland's on now. Belgium's on. Good. Wait, look at everybody. I'm going through all the pages. Everybody wave. Oh, look at everybody's dancing. All right, see you guys tonight. Bye. And Cindy, I'll get back on in about 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, Cindy.